Hello students, let us start with our subject English. Today we will learn writing skills. You must be aware of different writing skills like essay writing, letter writing, story writing, and of course in this year also we are going to have some of it. But we will start with message writing today. Message writing. In this, a word message which is emphasizing that something which is important is to be passed on from one person to other. Yes. Now this we are going to see in which way. For this, I would like to tell you to accompany yourself with your grammar textbook and a pencil so that your learning could be more easy. Let us look ahead. Writing messages. Yes, from the word message, we could make out that something information is to be conveyed to somebody else. It's a part of communication and it is a process for a better communication. Now, in this message writing, we hear this word in our day to day life, isn't it? Like we have lots of electronic messages through WhatsApp, through SMS, through Instagram messages, or rather, we could also say the telegram messages, which is written. So, all these messages are short and they give you some kind of idea. Now, here in this particular writing, a message is a short note that you write to someone to give some important information. Now, this could be a personal note or it could be an official note. Most probably, the writing messages are always with the telephonic conversation. We'll go point wise. A message is a short note that you write when some important information is to be conveyed. As I told you, conveyed means something is to be told to someone when that person is not physically available in front of the particular person. Let us look into the second point. A message could be personal or official one. Yes, personal means when you have to give the message within your family members or within your company of friends. Or it could be an official one when like it is concerned with people who are working in the office or the people who don't know personally. Especially useful in telephonic conversation, usually when the concerned person is not available. As I told you, when you don't have the person physically present in before you, you put up a message to that particular person, and which proves to be very much helpful, as messages are to be conveyed so that a better communication can happen between them. Now, there is a question. If the person is not present in front of you whom you want to convey the message, how will you get the message? Here you go. The third person writes the message and give it to the concerned person. So here the involvement of third party is also necessary so that your messages can be conveyed it to him properly and efficiently. Now here when we see that a communication can happen when the message is given in a proper way. To give that particular communication, I told you earlier that there is a third person also involved. So as it is required, especially in telephonic conversation, three people involved in the communication when message is given. I have given a alphabet C, A, B and C. A is the person who gives information, mostly over phone. That is the person who is calling. B is the person who receives the phone call and the message. So, the person who receives the phone call at the other end is the person B. And C is the person for whom the messages are meant to be. Okay. Now, Can you see A, B, and C? I have particularly given this for your understanding that when three people are involved, how are you going to write the message properly? Now, the actual person who is calling is A, right? And she wants to talk to C, but C is not available. She has gone out for her badminton matches. And who is available there? Who is the third person? That is B. Now, actually, A and B are on the telephone, but the message from A is for C. Now, this message is to be conveyed by B. So, how is he going to do? We'll see in a small example. Before that, we'll just look into the format of message writing. We will look into the format of message. We'll go a bit detailedly for this. First, we'll start with the heading. Message writing begins by writing the word message in bold and capitals. It is written in the middle of the line. This is done in order to catch the attention of the person for whom the message is drafted. Now here, though in the inverted commas it is written in small letters, but it shouldn't be. It should be all in capital letters so that a person can see at the center of the thing that this message is very important. Next point, date. Date is written on the left hand side of the page. It is written in expanded form. So on your left hand side, you should write the date so that it is necessary for the person to understand when was the message given. And with that, we can also see the time. Time can be written both on the left and right side of the message. It is there, but most probably it is preferred that you write on the left side. Is just for the proper usage of the space. Salutations. Salutations are before writing the main content of the body of the message. It is important to address the reader. It helps in avoiding ambiguity and appears to be polite. Ambiguity means confusion. It avoids confusion and it has a very polite way of saying, like for example, saying dear friend or dear Sam if he is your friend, and in case if it's an official one you should say Mr. Sam, right? Next one, body. It is the main content of the message wherein you provide all the information that needs to be conveyed to the person you are unable to contact. It is important to stick only to vital information and keep the body of the message short and crisp. Avoid using long sentences. Now here, this is the main game of the message writing. Here you can't just elaborate. How did you pick the call and what did you say? Hi, hello. You can't just elaborate your message. You have to stick to that actual information, what is required to be given to the person whom it is meant for. So it should be short. Most probably the word limit should be almost to 50 words. Sender, once you are done with the body of the message, mention your name or the one given in the question on the left hand side of the page. This helps the reader to identify the sender of the message. So when you finish writing with the content, the main body of the message, you write your name, that is the person who actually received the message, and he is writing his or her own name over there on the left hand side at the end. Enclose the message within a box. This is also equally important that you have to enclose, that is draw a box around the message what you have written. Here I have just given a small format of actual message writing. Can you see a box kind of thing? Yes, this is how you have to draw a box. On the center part of the message writing, you're going to write MESSAGE in bold letters. so that whenever a reader is reading this message, it will directly hold his concentration over that this message is for him. Next, you will come to the date, which is on the left hand side. After the date, you have the time. Time is very important as it will tell you which time the call had been received by your friend or by your relative. Next one, leave a blank line to show that there is a clarity in your writing. Next one is addressee. Addressee is the person I told you salutation, right? Where you can use saying dear mom or dear dad if he's or she is a family member, or if any person whom you don't know personally, you have to go more formal and say either Mr. Smith, Mr. Ram, Mr. Ramanathan, etc. This is how it goes on. Next one comes the bigger box. Can you see I have written over here body? Body means the main message, what actually it is meant. Then again, leave a blank line so that you can have the distance between the message written and the person who has written the message. The last one is addresser. That is right, the writer's name, the person who is writing the message. Now here I have written in capital letters C A B. This is the connection to these pictures what I have put over here. Like A is the person who is giving the information, B is the person who is receiving the information, and C is the person actually whom the message is meant to. So same way, here this is A, the person who has called to give the message. This is the person B who actually receives the phone call and writes the message, and C is the person whom actually the message is meant for. Let us look into a small example from your very own textbook. The example lies on the page 209. The following is a telephone conversation between Ritika and Dharam. He wants to talk to Misha, but she is not at home. As Ritika, write a message for Misha in 50 words. Ritika, hello. Dharam, hello. Could I speak to Misha, please? Ritika, I'm afraid Misha is not at home. Would you like to leave a message for her? Dharam, yes, please tell her that I have booked her seat for Chandigarh by Shatabdi Express chair car for the 15th of February. Her seat number is 45 and the coach number is C2. The train leaves at 7 am and reaches at 11 am. Ask her to meet me at the New Delhi railway station at 6:30 am sharp so we can go together. I have the tickets. Ritika, don't worry, I'll convey the message and ask her to call you back. Dharam, thanks. So, as we have seen this telephone conversation, in this you can see Dharam has called for Misha, but Misha is not present. And who has taken the call? Ritika has taken the call. So, according to the alphabets, what I have told you earlier, that A is the person who actually makes a phone call, B is the person who picks up the phone call at the other end, and C is the person for whom actually the message is meant. Let us look into a proper message writing for this. Here you could see again a rectangular box is drawn, and on the center of it you could see message written in capital letters. Students, are you listening properly? It should be written in capital letters only. Next one, left side you could see the date 13th February. You can add the year also further. Below that you could write the time, that is it's either 10 am if it's in the morning time, afternoon or evening. You should add writing by pm. Then after that leave a line and write the person's name to whom the message is meant to, that is Misha. Yes, the C, alphabet C refers to Misha. Then you write actual message. Dharam rang up to say that he has got tickets for Chandigarh by Shatabdi Express for 15th Feb. Your seat number is 45 in the coach C2. The train leaves at 7 a.m. and reaches at 11 a.m. Now here you can divide this into two small paragraphs also and keeping it very brief. Second paragraph to make it or to emphasize that it is important that she should meet him at 6:30 a.m. sharp. He wants you to meet him at New Delhi railway station at 6:30 a.m. sharp. Please call him and confirm. Ritika. Now, who is Ritika? The person who has received the phone call and writing the message for her friend. So, this is how the message writing it should be. Further, we'll discuss after this presentation.